To determine whether or not this show is worth your time, there's a few things we're going to have to talk about. First, let's talk about the art and animation, which, in my opinion, is probably one of the best ones we have this season. The backgrounds are vibrant and colorful, the character designs are distinctive, and the animation is smooth. However, it is the characters and story that push it further. Now, our story follows our main character, Maomao, who is an apothecary, which is someone who is familiar with herbs and poisons, and works with them accordingly, coming up with medicines and antidotes, and so on. But then, one day, she gets kidnapped and brought to the Emperor's palace, and ends up becoming one of his servants, serving in one of the concubine quarters of the palace. At first, Maomao is just going about her business, doing what she needs to do in order to earn enough funds to buy her freedom. However, there is a medical issue that ends up popping up that she ends up helping out with. Despite helping out with this issue in secret, a character by the name of Jinshi ends up discovering that it was her who assisted with this problem, and thus, he ends up kind of bringing her into the spotlight. And she ends up with a position where she ends up helping out with more medical issues that pop up, kind of making her the Greg House of the show. And if you're not familiar who Greg House is, he was a doctor from the series known as House, who ended up solving various medical mysteries that other doctors were unable to solve. Which is pretty much what Maomao is doing as of current. But because of the position she's been put in, she is now on a path she wasn't initially trying to go on. She just wanted to be left alone, but now she is in the spotlight, and whether or not she will embrace this and continue to rise up within the Emperor's palace, getting a more powerful position as this doctor or apothecary, or if she will try to push away from it, only time will tell. Now, we could go into more details, but I believe we can just go to the question, should you watch the Apothecary Diaries? And the answer is yes. And the only reason you should pass on this show is if things like this don't interest you. However, if any parts of this look like they stand out to you or catch your eye, I would say watch it. It's worth it. The characters are great, the art and animation is amazing, and I feel like it's going to just keep getting better and better as the series progresses. Because I'm having a grand old time with it, and I believe most of you will too. So, in the end, yes, watch the Apothecary Diaries. Do not pass on this show. Believe me, you would be doing yourself a disservice if you didn't at least give it a try. And interestingly enough, this show dropped the first 3 episodes all at once, and is now up to its 4th. And one other awesome aspect of this show is that our main girl Maomao is voiced by Aoi Yuki, who is known for voicing characters like Madoka from the Madoka series, Diane from 7 Deadly Sins, and more recently, Gina from Undead Unluck. Which, to me, is just another reason to watch this show, because her voice performance as Maomao is amazing. Just the voice acting in general in this show is really well done. So there you go. One more aspect of the show that makes it a you should watch. The voice acting. With all that said, Mr. Howry, out.